Okay, you guys been together 30 years, and you have two beautiful children. How do you, how does it, were you all both family oriented before you came together, or did you all grow into the family thing once you all got together?
Well, I like to think that we came from good families. Alanza and I both came from good families, where there was a lot of love and family-oriented type things that we did. So it was quite easy for us to um, do the same things that our parents taught us. So we just kind of picked up on, the things that our parents taught us. And when we had our kids, we were already oriented into family type activities. And we've spent a lot of time together as family over the years. My kids were fortunate to be involved in athletics, and which meant that we traveled a lot. We stayed in a lot of hotels, but what that meant was that we spent a lot of time together as a family. And so you really get to know each other. You get to know the bad and the good about each other. But most of all, it kind of helps to sustain us as a family. So
Yeah, and so let me ask you. All right, now none of us are really old here, but yet you've been around. I've been around long enough to see some of the younger people mature from young children, babies almost, to being adults now. How does that make you feel, or what do you have to say about that whole process when you see a person 1 year into kindergarten and now they're 30?
Basically, I feel blessed that I'm able to see that because a lot of people my age aren't haven't been around to see that cycle of growth. But I'm only thing I can think of is I just feel blessed that I'm able to see them grow and mature the way they have. And the people that I have seen, really are a lot of family and cousin, family members, and it just goes to show you how structured our families are, and how well we all work together in trying to raise our children.
And Frank, one last thing. Okay, you mentioned about the slavery background. Kaziah, Kaziah, come here, come here, come here. Um, Train of thought here. Just okay. When you were talking about, yeah, when you were talking about the slaves, um, what? How do you relate to that? I mean, how do you keep the slavery aspect current? In your perspective of family today.
no, actually, that's quite easy. My parents were sharecroppers. We were born in Marion, Alabama, and they were sharecroppers. And my parents actually experienced the picking cotton. My daddy worked at a dairy barn, and my mom and my siblings all had the opportunity to pick cotton. And so that was kind of a rude awakening in terms of, slavery and the things that we did to make ourselves better people, better family, and all of that was a part of growth. And when I talk about slavery, in fact, we're talking about history. We're talking about uh, the folks that paved the road before us and all of the things that they had to endure throughout slavery, not being able to eat in the same restaurant or eat in the restaurant with a white person or drink out of the same fountain. All of those things were part of growth and part of experiences that make us stronger as a family. So I can relate to slavery, at least as far back that I can remember, and living in the South and seeing some of the obstacles that families had to overcome. Families being broken up and disrupted. Us as African Americans having to take on the last names of our slave owners and so forth. The fact that we really didn't have any identity back in slavery time. Our masters were our identity. So we've grown. As a people, we've grown as a race. We're resilient because of the things that we've gone through. So I'm really proud to have experienced the things that I've experienced, but more importantly, I'm really pleased to to look at what our parents has done for us. Like Mr. Edmonds at 89 years old, the things that they've done for us, I'm extremely pleased and just ecstatic to be a part of that. So that's what slavery, means to me.
Well, one more thing on that. A lot of people, for some reason, they don't embrace the background of sharecropping as part of their lineage. They take it and hush it up and run from it. Why is it important for you to not only know your background like that, but to embrace it and use it as a learning tool or process it the way that you process it?
Well, you can't grow unless you know where you've come from. In order for us to grow and to mature and to become positive leaders, you have to know where you've come from. And that's why it's important to know about your ancestors, about slavery, and so forth. An example, I'm a part of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, and one of our goals in life is to be servant of all mankind. And that means actually, look into your history and then teach some of the younger folks about the experiences that our ancestors has gone through to help them grow. So as an alpha man, that's one of our missions. So that's what it means to me. Just continue to learn, continuing to strive forward. So really excited about that.
Well, I appreciate your sharing a few comments with me because we're going to be talking with more family members here today because we feel that this is a special time, for us to come together because we don't all the time have a chance to sit down and dialogue. We just eat and enjoy seeing each other and then being apart for a while. And it's great to put this stuff in perspective as we're going along because it can be used as a learning tool by the young people in the family.
Just one more thing. This is something that, our pastor over at Zion has talked about the past couple of Sundays, and that is, waiting on the Lord. In other words, being prepared and waiting on the Lord. And basically he talked about the end of days, and what we need to do to prepare for the end of days. And I think that, as you look at history and you look at, us as a people, we also have to recognize that, we're in the end of days. When Jesus Christ descended, we were in the end of days. So we need to recognize that, and we need to keep that at the forefront of, as we look at our history and, how we look at ourselves. So we need to keep that in mind.
Okay, Frank, Alanza, thank you all both very much. And that was my granddaughter, Kaziah, that was in my arms that I was holding here a moment ago. So thank you all very much.
You're welcome.